Hello guys, it's me Sanjay here. Warmly welcome you all for this core embedded. We are all discussing the concept or the thing, the equipment or the component which is called the diode. So why diode has been required and why we really wanted to know about it and when we need to use this. So that's what we are going to discuss it right today. So first of all people remember whenever you're talking about a diode, it is gonna flow the electricity to pass into only one direction. So for an example, all people look out the camera. If this is the diode, so this is going to pass the electricity to flow from only in this direction. So whenever you're giving a reverse polarity, it is not going to work or it is not going to allow the electricity to pass in the reverse direction. So that is what the first important point you have to remember. Okay, a diode, which its job is to let the current flow in only one direction and it is going to completely block into the another direction. Okay, so that's what it's all about. And even current can flow only from anode to the cathode. That's it. Okay, if you are doing it from a cathode to anode, the electricity won't pass. It is going to be getting blocked. So that's what the point you have to all have to remember. And even if you really wanted to check it out this with the help of a multimeter, you can do it. For example, here we have a multimeter. I hope you all looking out the camera. So all people just look out at, I just changed it into the diode mode. You can see the diode symbol here. So I just changed it into a diode symbol. So when I change it into a diode mode, when I'm just placing a probe like this, so you can see that it is returning like 111 or something like that. So whenever I'm really, like giving this kind of way, where you are getting some voltage like 0.521. So like don't think like Sanjay, where it is getting that voltage or something, that voltage is getting from this multimeter. This multimeter from the battery itself, it will pass automatically whenever you are kept in this diode mode. So whenever you are really giving this kind of connection, it is returning around 0.5 to 1 certain kind of voltage. So that's what it is returning. Okay, so current is gonna flow, and also remember there is also gonna be loss as well. So what do you mean by loss? Like imagine there is gonna be 0.7 or 0.65 voltages loss will be there. But whereas whenever you are doing a reverse probing, so then it is not gonna give you anything, like it is just returning 1 or something. So that is what you all have to remember. Whenever you are really wanted to check out the diode, which is gonna flow or which is gonna be helpful for making the electricity to flow only on one direction. So in the other direction, it is not going to allow the electricity to flow. So that is what the first important thing which you have to remember. And also remember, like Sanjay, why it has been required, and can you tell me some real life example? So you just take this robot, guys. Okay, all people just look out this camera. In this camera feed, here we have the driver. Here we have a USB charger and switch and fuse. And this is boost converter to boost up the voltage. These are okay. Now carefully take, you have a battery right now. Right. So I just have a battery right now. So whenever I'm just giving it in this way, so now it has been off position or off state. I'm just going to turn it on. So you can see all the LED which has been turned on. And even the robot is started running because that is the code which I dumped there. But remember, what if accidentally, okay, anyone accidentally, someone who taken the battery and who have given the reverse polarity supply, and what if they have turned on the switch? Guys, what will happen? So definitely it is going to affect the whole circuit, and you will see some fire or some smoke or some IC might get burnt out because your friend or anyone who have given a reverse polarity of the battery, so your whole circuit is going to get fault. So that's why as a safest medium, okay, as a safest medium, you can just take one diode and you can just put up that diode parallelly to this. Like for an example, like if this is the battery here, we have anode and cathode. No, so what you can do, you can just connect one diode right there. Okay, guys, are you all clear? You can see I can connect one diode right there. So what it is gonna do, or how it is gonna be helpful. So whenever people, only when people are giving a proper plus positive to positive, negative to negative, so it is gonna work and it is gonna pass the electricity to it. But what if when people are giving a reverse polarity, like this, like they have just ulted the battery polarities, like negative to positive and positive to negative. So since we have dropped the diode parallelly to this, it is not gonna pass that voltage in the reverse polarity. So that is the safest component. Okay, this is one kind of safest component which is going to protect your circuit. Okay, guys, do you understand why the diode, which is very, very essential? So, Sanjay, do I want to use this diode only in this place? No, it is not like that. Imagine here we have a microcontroller. So here we are going to plug it in the battery and plug battery to the switch to the fuse to the boost converter. So boost converter, which is going to be helpful for boosting up a certain voltage. For an example, you can just see whenever I'm just gonna turn it on. Okay, I'm just gonna check it in the multimeter. You can see the boost input voltage, which is gonna be around something like that. Okay, 3.9 voltage or something. So this is what we are used to get, 3.9 voltage as a boost input. But in the boost output, you can just see we guys have boosted the voltage to 5.04 because input voltage is around 3.8, 3.9. So by using a boost, nothing but an inductor. So which is going to be helpful for boosting up the voltage from 3.9 to around 5.04. Can you see that? So that is what the boost we guys have did. So what if this 5.04 voltage, which is need to be given to this ESP8266 or ESP32, anything, any microcontroller. So here to here, that voltage needed to be passed. So here also you can put one proper safest component called diode right there. Why here diode, which is going to be helpful for? What if, what if you powered this circuit with the battery? At the same time, what if you are going to take the USB cable and you are going to plug it in like this? Okay, when you are plugging in like this, what is the problem here? So this circuit is getting a power voltage from the battery. At the same time, that circuit is taking the power supply from this like USB cable as well. So that voltage from here and this voltage from here, it is gonna get collided in this position. So to solve that problem, what we can do, you can put one diode here. So what it will do, it will protect this voltage is entering to the boost. Guys, do you love this diode component? If you really love it, just post I love it, Sanjay, in your comment section. So that's why that diode, which is going to be very, very essential. So how it can be connected? So this is what the circuit, you can see battery is positive. So to the battery is positive, anode and then cathode, and to the load. So that even though you are given reverse polarity here or something happened, so it is not gonna flow the make the electricity to flow in the reverse direction. It won't allow. So while talking about a normal operation, guys, this is the most important thing. What is the most important thing? Just carefully watch. When I turn on this battery, in the boost input, we are having around 3.9. And the boost output, we are getting around 5.02 or 5.03 is okay. But if you put a diode, okay, it is going to be helpful for protecting the reverse voltage. That's all okay. But there is some disadvantage as well, or there is some loss. What is going to be the loss is there will be some voltage drop, guys. Guys, can you able to relate to that? There will be some voltage drop. So imagine in the boost output, if you are getting 5.04 voltage, but if you have dropped the diode there, it might reduce that voltage to maybe like 4.3 because there will be 0.7 voltage loss. So you have to tune the boost converter to return us 5.07 voltage so that whenever you are putting a diode there, automatically there will be 0.7 loss. So it will output around 5 voltages constantly. Guys, are you clear? So remember, whenever you are using a diode, that is going to be helpful for protecting it from the reverse voltage. That's all okay. But there will be a loss. That trade-off means there is like one advantage, one disadvantage. That's what the trade-off means. So what is the advantage? By putting this component, it is going to protect this whole circuit from the reverse voltage. That's okay. That is the advantage. So what is the loss or what is the disadvantage? Whenever you are putting a diode there, there will be some loss. What kind of loss? How much loss? It is going to be 0.7 voltage loss will be there. So what we have to do? We have to plan accordingly. We have to boost that voltage to 5.7 so that when you are putting a diode, so there will be 0.7 loss and you will be getting around 7 voltage. 5 voltage clearly. Guys, are you all clear? Okay, are you really understood what is the disadvantage of using a diode? Okay, it is not disadvantage. It is like a trade. Okay, like one advantage, one disadvantage, likewise. And Sanjay, then like normally we will be using a diode. Moreover, it is going to be IN4007. That's okay. But then Sanjay, when I need to go for the Schottky diode, Sanjay? Guys, very simple. Here we are playing with how many voltage? 5 voltage. Whenever you are playing with the 5 voltages, if you are using a normal IN4007, the loss will be around 0.7 voltage loss. But whenever you are playing with the 3.3 voltage system, okay, that 3.3 voltage system, if you are putting around this kind of diode, no, so this kind of IN4007 diode, if you are dropping there, so you just imagine out of 3.3, we will be having a loss of 0.7. So we will be getting around only around some 2.7 or 2.6 voltage. So it is a very biggest loss. So on that scenario, you all have to play with the Schottky diode. Guys, are you clear? Whenever you are playing with the 5 voltages levels, you can directly put IN4007, which is a very popular diode, because there will be a loss of around 0.7 voltage. But whenever you are really playing with the 3.3 voltage logics, if you are dropping a same IN4007 diode there, it is gonna be a very huge loss. Because from the 5, 0.7 is okay. But from 3.3, 0.7 is a very bigger loss. So on that time, you all should go with the 1N5819 kind of Schottky diode. So whenever you're going for such kind of Schottky diode, the loss will be very less. So if you're using IN4007 diode, there will be a loss of around 0.7 voltage. But if you're using IN1N5819 like Schottky diode, the loss will be around just 0.3 voltage. So from the like from the 3.3 or something, the loss of 0.3, which is going to be less, which is can be manageable. So that is why or that is what the reason when to use a Schottky diode, when to use a normal diode. Guys, are you all clear? If you are clear, all people just post super clear Sanjay in your comment section. And Sanjay, how can I identify the cathode and all in the diodes? Very simple. Wherever there is a line in the diode, you can just look out that in this diode where there is that gray color line which is out there. So when there is that cut in it, okay, that gray color cut which is present in this diode, so it's gonna be called cathode. Here you can see that gray color stripe. So where there is a gray color here, that is called cathode. And where there is no gray color stripe, which is gonna be an anode. And even that symbol which represent where there is that line, vertical line which is out there, that is gonna be called as a cathode. And the other part or other end which is gonna be an anode. So that is what is all for the normal diode which is all of. Whereas if you take an LED, I think we guys have already explored this already before in our previous session. So when you take an LED is also a diode, as we already know, which is light emitting diode. Take an LED, even in that LED, the shorter leg, which is going to be a cathode, and longer leg, which is going to be an anode. This is the first way to find out the find out the anode and cathode in a light emitting diode. Whereas if there is some flat part in that red color or LED part, LED surface, that is going to be a cathode, and the circular part, which is going to be called as an anode. This is the second way. And third way, you can see inside that LED very closely. Okay, when there is a cut, okay, when there is a cut right here, so that pin or that point is going to be an anode, and the another pin which is going to be a cathode. Okay, these are the three ways. How can you able to find out the LEDs? One is anode and cathode. That can be easily found out in this way. And what if you have a doubt, Sanjay? I have a doubt. I don't know which one is anode and which one is cathode. Very simple. You just take a multimeter, and in that multimeter, you just keep it in the diode mode. So in that diode mode, whenever you are really passing certain, whenever you are really keeping the probe in this way. So whenever you are really keeping the probe in this way, can you see that? Guys, LED, can you, right? So you can see this is anode and this is cathode. So when I'm just keeping it in this way, so multimeter, what it is showing? Multimeter is showing just 1. So here you can see an LED. So I just kept the, like positive probe at the cathode and negative probe at the anode. Multimeter, it's still showing 1. Okay, it is not a good thing, right? Whereas if I'm going to hold the probe in a different proper way, like anode, I'm just going to keep it at positive, and cathode, I'm just going to keep it at negative. Guys, can you see that LED is glowing a bit? Okay, if yes, all people just post yes, Sanjay, in your live chat. Okay, can you see that LED is glowing a bit? Okay, so that's what the diode. Even if you take this IN4007, so when I keep the probe in this way, there is some voltage drop where you can see that 0.520 voltage, right? When I'm probing in a negative manner, you can see how it is shown. So this is how you can able to identify the anode and cathode of the diodes. Always remember, whenever always add a reverse polarity diode on the battery powered circuit. Whenever you are building this kind of robot or any circuits or something, if it is battery powered, please use diode. Okay, here we haven't dropped the diode, but in the schematic I did it in the fully functioning product. So please put the diode in that place. Okay, so for protecting your circuit, because what if anyone accidentally given the reverse polarity of the battery, so the whole circuit is going to be lost. So that's why please use or please add a reverse polarity diode on the battery power circuit. That's a point number one. And remember, if it is a normal 5 voltage, if you are working completely on the 5 voltage logics, so all people go with the normal IN4007 diode. Whereas if you are using or if you are working with a 3.3 voltage logic system, then please go with the Schottky diode. Because why? If you are using IN4007 diode, the loss which is going to be around 0.7 voltage, which is very huge. Whereas if you are going for the Schottky diode, the loss will be very less, around just 0.3 voltage. So that's what it's all about.